For more than 2 years, the ABC has been relentless in its anti-Israel bias. Even after the deaths of 15 people, journalists Laura Tingle and Sarah Ferguson conducted themselves more like activists. Have a look.
Absolutely radicalised. They were targeting Jews. It is anti-Semitic, but we are ascribing all sorts of things, right?
Yeah, their actions are not based on their religion.
ABC Managing Director Hugh Marks has since defended the pair, saying the ABC has reviewed both comments and the programs in question and believes that the criticisms made are unfounded. Joining me now is Nationals Senator Matt Canavan. Matt, thanks for your time. At every angle, the ABC has been very quick to believe the worst of Israel, and last week's on-air performance was another example. But once again, deflecting from Hugh Marks. What do you make of it?
Well, look, Danica, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not shy of expressing mine, as your channel too hosts a variety of opinions. So just not sure why we spend $1 billion seeking opinions for almost invariably just one side of the political debate. $1 billion spent by your viewers have to subsidise this. If these comments were made on a private channel, on a blog post, online, we wouldn't be talking about them right now. The reason we're talking about them is because we all fund this, and we fund effectively a one-sided debate on not just this issue, but a variety of issues. My biggest complaint with the ABC over many years has been its obsession with a few narrow interests that are the purview of the elite, the talking classes among us. The latest over the last couple of years has been the war in Gaza and a pretty one-sided slant on that. There are lots of issues in this country. It is the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. There's lots of issues that face people out here in the bush. There's a loss of industries. There's a loss of our environment from the rampant rollout of reckless renewable energy projects. Very little coverage of that on the ABC. So I continue to ask myself, where is the $1 billion of taxpayer dollars going? And why isn't more of it, if we're going to have a public broadcaster, more of it spent on the public issues that face everyday Australians?
Yeah, and not on activists, journalists, on actual journalists. That's their key job. I completely agree. Now, look, you've called out Labor for its decision not to open a royal commission into Bondi. You posted on social media that 2 years ago, Labor set up a Senate inquiry into right-wing extremism. The LNP moved a motion to expand the inquiry to look at all types of ideologically and religiously motivated violent extremism, but that was voted down by the amendment by Labor. Matt, it was Labor that wanted this Senate inquiry from the very beginning. I just don't understand why they voted against expanding it.
Well, Danica, the only conclusion you can make is that the Labor Party were politicising the investigation of extreme views, violently extreme views at times in our community. And being a left-wing government, they only wanted to look at right-wing issues. To explain the context of this to your viewers, this motion was moved in the Senate just a couple of months after the October 7 attacks. Indeed, just a couple of months after we saw that shocking footage of pro-Palestinian protesters threatening Jewish people on the steps of the Sydney Opera House. So just a couple of months after we'd seen that outbreak of shocking anti-Semitism, the government refused to expand their proposed inquiry into extremist views to tackle ideologically motivated extremism of all types, left or right wing. And we'd also proposed, the LNP had proposed, that we expand the inquiry to include religiously motivated extremism. And the government voted that down. The report that this inquiry then released, of course, because they were constrained by the terms of reference, had 71 mentions of Islam. 70 of those 71 referred to Islamophobia, not the issues of Islamic extremism. The only other one quoted ASIO at the time, suggesting that the views or the spread of Islamic State and Al-Qaeda had declined over the last few years and were no longer as great a concern. So the government clearly turned a blind eye to only the extremism that benefited it politically, that from the right. And we've continued to see this ham-fisted response last week. I think a lot of people have been shocked at how the government can... There's never been more anger from the government after an attack, a radical Islamic terror attack. Never been so much anger then subsequently about Nazis. And people are like, well, why are they talking about Nazis when the attack was clearly inspired by radical extreme Islamic views? The reason for that is because the government's only been obsessing about right-wing groups for the last couple of years, and it's found itself stuck in this gear that is not suited for the times, not suited for the response to this terrible attack. And the government needs to drop the politics and focus on the real safety and security concerns for Australians.